What's up, web workers? In this video we're going to talk about what content you put on your post or on your page and how to optimize it to make it user friendly and also SEO friendly or search engine friendly. Of course, you want people to stay on your website for as long as possible to reduce the bounce rate. And in the same time, you want to give the search engine all the data they need to index your page properly and show it to the right people. So before we dive into this, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and I will see you on the next one.
What should you put in your content, and as you're writing your posts and your pages, how should you optimize it? So what you write on your blog post and page should be first and foremost definitely human friendly, and then of course secondly search engine friendly. See, a lot of people make the mistakes of trying to game the system, trying to make it so search engine friendly that they totally forget about who they are writing to. Now, Google at the end of the day really cares about bounce rate, and bounce rate, which we'll talk about later down the road, is basically if somebody stays on your page for a long period of time. If they just come to your page and they leave immediately and Google sees that, that's not a good sign. In fact, if they go to Google and they type in, let's say, for example, survival kit, and they go to your page and they don't like what they see, and then of course they go back to Google, Google knows that they just left your page, and that's not a good sign. And that will actually hurt your ranking. So if you merely write for the search engines, you're going to have to deal with the bounce rate, a high bounce rate, a low stick rate. Stick rate meaning how long do they stay or how long do they stick around? And that will have a negative impact on you. So what that means is the longer someone stays on your website, the lower your bounce rate is. So if you keep that in your mind, the word bounce rate, the word stick rate, you will often see those words a lot when it comes to on-page optimization or even search engine optimization in general. So to Google, websites with a lower bounce rate must be good. The fact that people are staying on your page for a longer period of time tells them, okay, this website must be what people are searching for, right? And this is important to Google and other search engines, as it also indirectly tells them that your site must have good content. And then they're going to rank you higher. So that's just one of the many, many different factors that you're going to deal with. And that said, let's discuss some elements that you need to have in your body text. You definitely want to stick to one main keyword, and you want to have that main keyword definitely in the title of your page and throughout your page. So that keyword should be the same one in the URL structure for that post or your page. Now I'm going to show you in a minute. If we hop on over to WordPress, you can name it the title, and if everything is set up correctly, the permalink or the URL structure should have that keyword, and that keyword should be spread about. Now, you definitely don't want to make it appear too many times, otherwise that will be seen as keyword stuffing. So it should appear, like I said, in the page in headings 1 and 2, which will be in the body text. And I'll give you an example later down the road when we show it to you live in action. And it should be somewhere in the first paragraph as well. It should be bold or italicized. Now, don't overdo it. There are actually ways to get around doing this and make it look natural. You got to remember, you're writing first and foremost for the human being first. So when you put it in your text, you got to make sure that it is going to make sense to the human being. And you want to try to use variations of your keywords as well. So let's say, for example, let's use the example that we talked about earlier in the URL structure video, which was red shoes. So you want to try to use variations of the keyword or even synonyms. So Google at least is smart enough. They have this huge database of words that are related. So as far as the body text and the other factors, what I'm going to do is stick with the exact same post that we looked at in the previous video with the URL structure. So up at the top, if we say that our main keyword is maybe find credible freelancers or places to find, maybe that's our keyword, places to find credible freelancers, then what we want to do is we want to make sure that it's in the heading 1 and 2. So we could take that and we could put it here and we could highlight that. And then under this drop box here, we want to do heading 1. So that would be the heading. And then you want to make sure that it's heading 2, but we can do that later. So you want to make sure that it is in the first paragraph. So it says, are you looking to outsource some of your work so that you can focus on your business better? Finding the right person can be difficult, but there are places online where you can search for credible freelancers. So places to find, we could say, so let's discuss places to find credible freelancers. So obviously the first letters are capitalized. So I want to make sure that it's human friendly. So we say, so let's discuss places to find credible freelancers. And then you can highlight that. So places to find credible freelancers. So this can be italicized. This can be bolded like that. All right. So that needs to be in the first paragraph. You can also have it later down the road as a heading 1. And if we scroll down, we don't have an image right now, but we'll talk about that later. We'll find an image and I'll show you how to add an alt tag. You want to do that. You want to go through and you want to create variations of this keyword. So places to find credible freelancers, Fiverr.com. This is a good place to find great freelancers. So we use the word credible. You can mix it up and say good place to find great freelancers or hardworking freelancers. So what I'm saying here is you don't necessarily have to use that exact match keyword, but you're using variations so that Google knows that you're not trying to game the system and you're not trying to keyword stuff. But at the same time that it's a variation or it's a similar synonym or word so that it appears more natural. So we can go through here, we can do other things as well. That's pretty much the basics of it. But another thing you can do is tags as well. So you can add tags. Let's move on to the next video.